Mic check 1 2 1 2. Is this thing on? The show that focuses on self-discovery and personal branding to help you properly package your purpose for positive impact. So if you are an entrepreneur within a group, an organization, or a corporate space, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're an organizational leader, or a student who's wanting to learn tips on just how to get set up for success, or maybe you're an overcomer of some of your lived experiences, then this show is for you. I'm your hostess with the mostest, your girl Tiff, and I partner with groups and organizational leaders to provide support through educational experiences for their clients, their colleagues, their community, and their stakeholders through keynote speaking, workshop facilitation, executive coaching, and more. This show is designed to be an extended, deeper dive into the content that I've already shared in my series of books entitled Is This Thing On? Written by yours truly, Tiffany Williams, published by Amora Moon Publishing. If you don't have your own copy, what are you waiting for? Visit organizedenergy.co/shop and grab your copy today. I'm so glad you're here today, and I want you to stick around and stay connected. In order to do that, go to organizedenergy.co/alerts. That's with an S as in Sam at the end of that, so that you can stay in the know and join my community, okay? And with all that being said, I'll see you inside the show. Hey friends, and welcome to another edition of Is This Thing On? It's your girl Tiff, and I'm super excited to be here with you today for this episode. I will not hold you long. This is going to be super simple, but hopefully very impactful for you. So as you are building your personal or your professional brand, as you are seeking to share your story, share your lived experiences, teach some of the things that you know and that you have mastered, some of the things that you are passionate about, that you feel like you are living on purpose for and about, as you are in alignment with your life's assignment, all those things. So you might be a young professional, you might be a student, you might be someone that is an entrepreneur in an organization. You might be an entrepreneur, all those things. If any of those fit you, then you are in the right place. Now, what I want to kind of get into speaking on for a couple of episodes, it's going to be about time management as you seek to build out and develop your brand. There's so many ways that you can do that as you aspire to grow in an organization, outside an organization, growing your own organization, or just wanting to just develop your brand. And so these are going to be bootstrapping type of time management tips. And the reason why I say that is because, of course, as you grow and as you're able to expand, hopefully you will be able to also have a team to help you do some of the things that need to be done to completely develop your brand. But for those who are kind of winging it or kind of bootstrapping it, who are doing it on their own and feel like you're all over the place as you're trying to figure this thing out, this is for you, okay? And I've tried several different time management techniques, and you have to kind of figure out what's best for you. I found that I was all over the place, trying to be all over the place. And what I mean by that is I thought, okay, I have my core things that need to be done from day to day. That's just my own personal, development, spiritual development, physical development, physical wellness, mental wellness, all the things, doing chores around my house, nutrition and being in a good space emotionally, and all the things, right? So there's that. There's my core list of things to do. But then as I build out my brand, there's other things. And so, in the past, I have tried, okay, here's my list of 10 things that need to be done every day. And I'm going to give, 30, 45 minutes per thing or whatever it looks like. I'm just throwing something out there. And I felt like I was all over the place because if I had a meeting, if I had somewhere to go, if I had something else to do, my thought process was constantly being interrupted, and I wasn't able to really completely execute the things that I intended on executing. And so I felt like, every time I'd get in a good groove or a good rhythm, here comes something else that I'd have to stop for. And then it's hard to kind of recalibrate and get back into that same rhythm once you're done with the thing that interrupted you, if that makes sense. I know, at least for me, you might be able to do that and do that well. I have not been able to do that well. So I'm just going to share just, kind of what's been working for me. And what's been working for me is to be focused on one thing for the day. So of course I still have my core responsibilities and task lists and things that I do. Like I said, I still try to just do chores and check correspondences, be it emails, voicemails, notifications for, my social media sites, reading my daily devotional, gratitude, and so many other things, like all those just regular core items, as I mentioned earlier. But each day has its own special task, if you will, for brand building. Okay. And so on Mondays, I try to focus on creating content. And I have this little system of how I kind of develop my content, how I repurpose it, how I try to, maximize use and exposure for the content that I create, so that I don't leave it in just one way, one piece of content. I try to kind of use it all over the place in various platforms where my target audience exists. So for example, you might create a video. And of course, when you create a video, typically that's going to be utilized on YouTube by chance. That's for me. Again, all these things are relative to the person, to the user, whatever it is that's best for you, right? I'm just going to share what I do. So for me, I would create a video, and I'm going to make sure that I have a great description. I've included links to my various platforms where I might have explained the value and the benefit and what's going on in the video for the description. Try to use great keywords and great tags and things like that. You might want to just kind of, as a side note, look up SEO strategies and things like that. And the purpose of that is so that when people are looking for answers to questions that they have, based on the things that you speak on, you teach on, you talk about, hopefully when they search for that on various search engines, you and your content would show up if you do it right. And there's like a strategy to that I'm not here to teach right now, but that's what I mean when I mention SEO, right? Optimization, search engine optimization. But anyway, so you create a video, or I create a video. Make sure, like I said, the links and the description and all that stuff's great. Gonna put that on YouTube. And then I might pull that audio from the video, and I would upload that for my podcast episode, so that same content that was utilized in the video would just be repurposed. Pull that audio. It's called extracting the audio from a video, and that gets to get published and posted as a podcast episode. From that, I'm going to try to engage my audience by creating a poll associated with the content that I've just shared. It might be a question of the day or a poll. And on YouTube, you can create polls. On a lot of the podcasting streaming platforms, you also can create polls or questions, engagement questions. So that's great to build community and kind of get people talking. And then from there on YouTube, I would kind of listen back through on that content, and I'm gonna create YouTube shorts. I'm gonna repurpose my content by creating YouTube shorts, which, if you're not familiar with that, they're like up to 1 minute snippets of content from a larger video by chance, or it could have been just a 1 minute video. It didn't have to be from a larger video, but I kind of go back through my videos. I try to find some of the key points that I might have been making in the video, and so I'll kind of pull those out and create YouTube shorts for those. And then I'm going to share links to those YouTube shorts, and I'm going to share links to the podcast audio, and I'm sharing links to the YouTube videos. I'm going to post those links on my other social media platforms, so that people that follow me on other social media platforms, they'll see that I've posted the links to these YouTube videos and these audio podcast videos, or these links to the polls that I'm posting, so that they can engage, so they can listen, so they can consume my content. And then I'm making sure that when I'm creating these YouTube videos that the settings are right. So I won't get into all that either, but you just want to go in and make sure your video settings are correct, that you got them, put on your correct playlist that you want, and that you might have some end screens that you want to refer people to for other videos, or for them to subscribe to your channel. You might want to, there's so many things you can do within the settings of your video content that you upload to YouTube. So you just want to make sure that those things are optimized as well, so that you get the best, the most bang for your buck for that content. And then, based on the shorts that I have created, like the little short snippets from the video or audio content, well, now I want to create some sort of infographic or graphics for those shorts, just to kind of further bring home or drive home the point of whatever the info is in that short. It's just another way to create content. And when I post that infographic, or if I post a graphic that matches what that short is talking about, I'm going to also post the link to that short video or to that YouTube full video, so that when they see the picture or the infographic or the graphic or whatever, I kind of, put the information in the caption or the description of that picture, that image, but I'm also going to include the link to the video so that they can go over there and check out the video, because maybe they didn't see the video in the previous postings. And so this is just one more way to help people notice your content over on YouTube or on your other platforms. And then other social media posts that you might want to post, or that I might want to post. So that might be posting about, where I've been at. I like to use this caption that I say, well, that was fun. That's kind of usually my caption. Well, that was fun. And then I'll highlight maybe where I've been out and about in the community at various networking events, or meeting with new friends, having coffee, just things like that, just to kind of let your audience kind of keep up with you. And then there's this thing I call social proof. And social proof is, something you might want to post if someone has left great reviews about your products or services or whatever it is. And so you could just maybe post some screenshots from that. That's awesome. There might be a word of the day or the word of the week that you just want to kind of put on the mind of those who's following your content, so it could just be a post, and it's just maybe just a graphic that just has one gigantic word, typed on there. And that just might be enough. And you might elaborate in the caption or in the description of, what you mean with that word, so that maybe that's their word, kind of the day that they might want to kind of keep in mind or something. Just kind of something for inspirational or encouragement type of purposes. You might want to do a post just for fun. It doesn't have to be about necessarily your brand completely. It might just be, something that makes people feel happy for the moment, just something that's lighthearted or funny. And then you might want to share as a part of your content strategy, you might want to share some tools or resources that might, maybe it's apps, maybe it's, it could be a whole gamut of things, but maybe it's just some website, a book, a podcast, something that you want to refer your people to, so that they feel like, they're working a little smarter and not harder, so there's that. And then just for aesthetics or just to set a vibe, it might just be that you post a couple of images, whatever it is based on the nature of your brand, that might look good for you or make people feel good, feel happy when they see it. Doesn't have to be a lot going on with that particular post, just enough to be there, With me, since I'm an author, I might just, do some, pictures of books or pictures of typewriters or, as a podcaster, I might just do some really cool pictures of a podcasting setup, podcasting studio, or I'm just really mellow and laid back. So maybe it just might be a picture of an old school record player with some plants or a glass of wine, or I don't know, just something to set a vibe, to have people feel really good when they see your content. And then you might post possibly like an excerpt or a demo of your products. If you have a book, maybe an excerpt from your books. If you have a product, might be a demo of how to use your product. That might be a piece of content that you might want to share. And then you might want to share some promotional things to how people can work with you. Might be an ad or a promotional video, or just, whatever that might be, just to kind of say, hey, if you like what I'm doing, if you like to work with me, if you want to find out more, if you want to purchase my products or my services, hey, here's how you can reach me, kind of thing. And you might want to shout out your avatar. So whoever it is that you are trying to reach, whoever your target market is, maybe there's something that you shout out, to them specifically, hey, so-and-so's, whatever group that might be, and then whatever that post might be, that might be great. So for me, Mondays are for content creation. And then another piece of your content strategy might just be PR, public relations. So you might spend some time pitching to journalists, writers, people who might be looking for what you offer. You might be an expert that they can, get a quote from for a story that they're doing or something that they're working on. You also, for PR, public relations, another thing you can do is kind of borrow audiences from others that might have your people. So maybe you might go in their Facebook group and be a guest speaker, for their weekly, live stream that they do, or whatever that might look like. You might, contribute your content, share your content with others who might have newsletters, and maybe they're looking for articles or content to include in their newsletter, so they don't have to come up with all that content by themselves. So maybe you are sharing your article with them as a submission, an article submission. And then so, they have links, what they're called backlinks, that will link back to you as the writer of that article, so that people will want to get in contact with you or find out more about who you are, what you do, that kind of thing. You might be, possibly interested in creating some kind of community service project or participating in one. That's another great strategy for PR, for public relations. And so there's so many things you can do. There's no necessarily right or wrong way. These are just some tips that I found to be helpful. And so I kind of try to dedicate my entire day on Monday, besides the things that I have to do otherwise. But as far as work is concerned, typically work is specifically for content creation and all that. And that way I'm not zigzagging all over the place trying to do a million things. That's my thing for the day. My mind is in that creative zone for the day. And that's what I hope to achieve, right? And then the next day I've got something else to work on, which will be in a different episode. But hopefully you found this to be valuable. So again, if you're trying to build out your brand, if you're wanting certain people to notice you, if you're wanting to just kind of establish yourself as a subject matter expert in a certain thing, a certain topic or subject matter, if you're wanting to grow in whatever way that looks like for you, this might be a great strategy for you. So let me know if you can relate or how you feel about it. And I can't wait to catch you on the next episode. So thanks again for tuning in, and I hope that you have the best and most blessed day ever. I am out.